for that, or it doesn't necessarily agree with my political or my philosophical desires. But this OLM knows me so well that switching would really be a painful exercise for me. So, I mean, I think we're heading into an era, for us individually and us as business leaders and as businesses of like, you know, LLM, addiction, and it's different than switching from, say, an iPhone to an Android.
Your company. In corporate boardrooms, the question being asked whether using Claude is worth the risk, whether AI model choices now resembling infrastructure decisions and boards risk committees take very seriously. At least one AI agency has already switched internal operations from ChatGPT to Claude following OpenAI's Pentagon partnership. So the question is, as AI vendors become geopolitically entangled, how should executive teams be thinking about vendor concentration risk in their AI stack? Do we have a contingency plan if your primary AI provider becomes politically radioactive? Good question.
Um, Much like some of the other old timers on the call, I remember when we had 4,000 people in payroll at GE Appliance Park in Louisville, and the advent of Lotus 123 and the PC took it down to about 400 accountants in Appliance Park in about 5 years. So I'm thinking we're seeing the same shift with AI.
That's a great analogy.
Replacing resources with AI, but they're scaling down to prepare for the SaaS apocalypse that may be occurring because AI can do so much more, and you can write your own programs so much more easily than relying on SaaS applications. So if you got, yes, AI is replacing some manual work. Yes, it's probably a little bit of right sizing in disguise. And then, yes, there's a little bit of, a prediction that the SaaS industry is going to shit the bed. Then you got, as a case, because I've heard a lot about that. And my wife is a lawyer. And so we've had a lot of discussions about this. But, whether a paralegal drafts something or an assistant drafts something or AI drafts something, if you're the primary lawyer and your name is going on a document that's going to the court and you're not double checking it and doing your work, you should be not only fired, but after maybe a second warning or even after the first warning, you should be disbarred. And I'm not a lawyer. Agree with that?
No, I think the misconception is that just because the AI is doing it in milliseconds or nanoseconds, it doesn't mean that the workflow has to react the same way. You can build your time, and it's a delay in time. Human in the loop. How fast does the human have to react? If you develop a service level agreement and say, listen, if I'm sending you this piece of information, and I'll use medical as an example. So if the AI is saying, hey, it looks like this person might be having a coronary, I'm just, again, these are facetious, so don't, hold me to this. But, it says, hey,
business perspective, we have to lead with empathy. And part of that also is leading with, disclosure and clarity, at least as far as where it pertains to the customer and how AI impacts or interacts with the customer through our business. So that's my take.
yeah, no, I think that's a good point.